Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for being here. There are a lot of endless possibilities in Canada, and I say this time and again because there are a lot of visas that are coming in each and every day from all over the world, and Canada is not left out. Today I have a very good pathway and a great pathway to share with you guys because you can move to Canada in 14 days. This pathway, you really require only 14 days for your visa application to be approved, and you've already packed your bags and left to move to Canada. There is no IELTS, no proof of fund, no age limit, and you can also bring your dependents with you. I know for most of us and for some of us it is very important to have opportunities and pathways that can help us bring dependents with us when we are moving abroad. So if you're a new subscriber, remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, tell me what kind of content you like to see me posting out here. If you have any question, my Gmail address is on the description box, and I will also link my Instagram and my TikTok accounts. You can always send me a message. I am very active on Instagram and on TikTok. So if you have any question, it will be easier for me to be able to address you on my Instagram and my TikTok account compared to my Gmail. Remember, when we talk about Canada, and one of the things that people love so much about Canada is that in Canada, after working there for 1 year, you are eligible to apply for their PR, and that is the permanent residency. And it is something that people really love because most of these countries you're not able to get a permanent residency for 1 year, and Canada allows you to do that. So I will be sharing the requirements of this pathway and this visa. I will tell you what you'll be needing in this video and what you require for you to apply this visa, and share with you where all these opportunities you can meet them and what you can do to ensure that you are in Canada. As always, I will link all the websites that are needed or that are offering this kind of visas down below in my description box, so that if you're willing and you find the offer enticing, you can always go and go to these websites and see like if it is something you qualify for or it is something that you're interested in, and you can always apply. So this pathway that you're going to talk about today is you getting a work permit and moving to Canada. And the reason why this pathway is there, or it is being created and being advertised more right now, it is because a lot of people do not have an understanding of the procedure of you having a work permit and applying for your work visa. This is one of the easiest way to move abroad because one, you do not actually require visa sponsorship as per se. What you really need is a work permit. So your employer gets you a work permit, and using that work permit, you go to the different UKVI, VFS, depending on which country you're going to, and apply for your visa. These are one of the easiest pathways to come abroad because you do not require money. As a matter of fact, even if you require money, most companies will ask you to do all the procedures using your own cash. Then when you get to where you're going, your employers refund you, and it is something that people have been doing, and they always do, and they're coming here using the same work permit method. For this kind of pathway to go to Canada is called the Global Talent Stream. So the Global Talent Stream enables you to come to Canada just by having a work permit. And as I've said, what happens is your employer, once you've applied for these jobs in the Canadian government portal, you get and you qualify and you get an offer letter. Your employer applies for you the work permit in the country where they are, and then once you get that work permit, when the employer gets the work permit, they scan it to you and they send it to you, and the work permit is what you use to apply for your visa. It is as simple as that. It is something that has been there. It is something that people are always doing. The opportunities that have always been there. So for this kind of pathway, that is the GTS, and this specific pathway in Canada, you must one have a job because you need a work permit. That is one. Your employer must be able or must show that they are going to pay you a salary between 35,000 to 85,000 Canadian dollars. This is always put in measure, or the salary scale is always put in measure, because once you're bringing your dependents and once you're in these jobs, you need to be able to take care of you and your family. So the employer must, when they're applying for your work permits, they must show that they will pay you a salary between 35,000 to 85,000 Canadian dollars. The visa is processed in 14 days, as I've said, because it is a very easy process, and I think the Canada one is the easiest because with what I know, the UK ones take 3 to 7 weeks. So for the Canada to give 14 days visa process, I think that is one of the easiest routes that I've seen with the GTS pathway, and I believe they are putting on measures to be able to help to bring as much skill to their country as they can, and also so that they will help the people they are giving job offers, that the process is not so tedious for them to move abroad, because sometimes some of these processes can be very, very tedious and very frustrating. What are the benefits of GTS? That is the Global Talent Stream. The benefit number one is that you're allowed to bring your dependents, and more so your children or a child who is as old as 20 years. Remember, in most of these countries, if your child over 18 years, they are not termed as dependents. So for the GTS, the Canadian government allows you to bring a dependent or a child who is as old as 20 years, and that is an advantage. Also, the benefit number two, or the second benefit, is that your spouse also qualifies for a work permit, meaning when they land in Canada, they can always look for a job and they qualify to get a work permit through the GTS pathway. And it is also now, it becomes easier because when you're bringing two streams of income in a household, it is easier to maneuver a life together and be able to progress together because both of you are bringing streams of income in your household. The number three benefit is that the children or your children qualify for the study permit. That means that if they came and they are over 16, going to now 17 years, they get the study permit, which allows them to study in any university they qualify for in Canada, which is an added advantage, as I said, because some of these countries do not allow you to bring dependents who are more than 18 years as children. So it is a very promising stream, meaning that it allows you, and it ensures that the well-being of everyone in the family setup is being taken care of. That is from the person who got the work permit to their spouses and to their children. It is a pathway that really ensures that everyone is well catered and taken care of. Also, it is good for me to mention that another benefit is employers take care of all expenses. That is from getting your work permit, and if you need a visa and your employer is over generous and they are okay with paying for your visa cost from your country, they'll pay for your visa cost. They will definitely pay for your flight tickets for you and your dependents, and they also sort you accommodation for 1 or 2 weeks before you maneuver and know what to do when you land in Canada. So it is a very, very simple and less frustrating process when you look at it all around. It really is stress-free, because as I said, some of these pathways sometimes they can be very frustrating financially, emotionally, and also physically. Another benefit is that with a GTS you get a 3-year work permit, and that enables you to qualify for the Canadian PR after 1 year of working in Canada. I believe also it is a very good benefit, and that means if you do not get the PR after 1 year, you can also try the second year or 3 years, because your work permit and your visa is linked to the work permit that is 3 years. I feel like GTS gives you a very easy and seamless process when you want to move abroad, because it is stress-free and because the employer is doing all the work literally for you and catering for all expenses. It is very stress-free, because sometimes finances can be a very big hindrance for you to move abroad, most when you're moving with dependents, because there are a lot of factors to consider in terms of the financial capability of you as a person. So I feel GTS gives you a very stress-free pathway to Canada. So the Global Talent Stream has 2 categories. Category A, which most of people do not love, but it is what it is category A is where a company advertises for the job they have within the Canadian sites or within Canada, and they look for such kind of talent and they do not find. Then they go to designated partners and inform the designated partners that they have searched for this kind of talents, they have posted these jobs, and they are not getting the right talent. And if the designated partner is okay, they give the employer a go ahead to go and look for foreigners or people outside of Canada to fill for these jobs, and that is how they are able to get you a work permit and for you to move to Canada. Category B is where your employer does not need to inform any government partner that they have shortage. They just put out these jobs in sites, and if you're lucky and you're outside of Canada, they get you a work permit, you apply for your work visa, and you move to Canada. Guys, what do you feel about GTS? Do you think the Global Talent Stream in Canada is helping you? What do you feel about it? As usual, I am going to put all the links that you need to know, mostly the sites to places like the Canadian job banks, because that is the easiest way and the most legit site that I know that has really legit jobs, and I know you are not asked for any money and there are no scams in that site, because it is a government site. I'm going to put any other link that you can help you in the description box below. Remember to subscribe, guys. Leave a comment if you have any question. I'm more than willing to help you. And also, it is good for me to mention that, guys, when you're applying for any job in Canada, ensure that your CV is tailored, or it is written using the Canadian CV format. It is very, very unfortunate when you're just applying jobs and you're not using the Canadian format. Each and every country mostly have their CV format. So remember to make Google your friend, research as much as possible. If you have any question, you can ask me, and I am not going to gatekeep. If I have as much information on how to go about things like CV, I know a few sites that I will link below, or if you have if you want to know how it is done, I can share those sites with you, and you can go and tailor your CV according to the Canadian CV format. That is all I had for today to share with you guys. Remember to give this video a big fat like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and until next time, bye.